Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and this video is brought to you by the online BBallBreakdown membership. Click the first link in the description below to learn more and join.
But we're not going home. We're not going away. We will dig in and come back better in Game 2.
Without question, the incredible start the Raptors had in Game 1 over the Sixers gave them a huge advantage that carried them through the rest of the game to a decisive home victory. So it was up to Brett Brown to make some sort of adjustments to stop that from happening in Game 2. His comments after Game 1 gave us a hint as to what he might do.
And we had great success in the Brooklyn series with Ben guarding a point guard with his length. Could we see him more on Kawhi? Maybe.
Brown didn't stop there, matching Embiid up with Siakam and Harris on Gasol in a radical shift. But did this adjustment work? We all know Philly hung on for dear life and won Game 2, but did that have anything to do with Brown's defensive changes? Let's examine the evidence to find out whether the Sixers are truly back in this series. In Game 1, Brett Brown went with very conventional matchups when guarding the Toronto Raptors starters. It seemed to make sense to guard Marc Gasol with Joel Embiid, JJ Redick on Danny Green, Tobias Harris on Pascal Siakam, and Jimmy Butler on Kawhi Leonard. As Brown mentioned, they had success with Simmons versus the Nets point guards, so they put him on Lowry. This backfired as Kawhi torched the smaller Jimmy Butler down low. They attacked JJ Redick in the pick and roll and brought Embiid out away from the help by having the sweet shooting Marc Gasol spotting up on the perimeter. And Siakam had his way with Tobias Harris on his jump hook, amongst a host of other made shots. In the third quarter, it was worse, even though they put Simmons on Kawhi and Butler on Lowry. The Raptors again used Green to ball screen and get Redick involved. This time, Harris overhelps to compensate for Embiid's reluctance to leave Gasol, and it opens up a corner three for Siakam. And the Raptors also noticed that Butler on Lowry could also be used to their advantage as they run him off a screen and got him open for a 17-foot step back. And running Butler and Embiid through the two-man game on the left side took advantage of Gasol's shooting ability, as Embiid is just not comfortable contesting to the three-point line. With Simmons on Lowry and Butler on Kawhi to start the game, the Sixers defense gave up 10 points on 8 possessions for a disastrous 1.25 points per game. In the third quarter, with Simmons and Butler switching, they gave up 12 points in 9 possessions for an even worse 1.33 points per possession. Something had to change. So, after Brett Brown watched my video, I'm just kidding, right? He decided to start the game in a radical shifting of matchups. He put Embiid on Siakam, Simmons on Kawhi, Harris on Gasol, and Butler on Lowry. And in the first quarter of Game 2, it worked a little bit. When these 5 were matched up on each other, the Raptors' offense scored 1.16 points per possession, an improvement over Game 1's matchups, but not by much. The Raptors immediately force Harris onto Kawhi, but look at the spacing down low. There's nowhere for him to go, the offense stalls, and leaves Danny Green to attack. They do get an open Gasol runner, but he had to rush it to beat the clock. This time, they attack Embiid in the pick and roll and catch him at the restricted circle. This shot was way too easy, but the Sixers dodge a bullet. They again catch Embiid giving too much room to Siakam, but he's a little gun-shy, so the ball rotates to him in the corner, where he got over his shyness in a hurry with this great crossover combo into spin move, jump hook, wow. Finally, the Raptors realize Harris is guarding Gasol in the post and go down low to him. The double team finally comes from Embiid, and Gasol offers up a meek turnaround jump shot. The double opened up the rim for Siakam to put it back, but he doesn't quite get enough lift, and Embiid can knock it to a teammate. I guess the size advantage against Harris wasn't big enough, so this time the Raptors force a switch of Butler onto Gasol, but he has to come to the high post, decides better of it, and Lowry is able to get Harris on his shoulder, draw contact, and hit the bucket for the and one. More good defense by Simmons to contain Kawhi with a little help from his friends. And on the reset, Kawhi can't get by him, but he does get enough room to rise up and drop in the 14-footer. If you love my videos here, then you're gonna love what I'm doing over at The Athletic. This week, I covered some of the key adjustments teams made in the first round to change the series in their favor. It's the same great analysis, just a different platform, and well worth it. The Sixers took control of the game midway through the second behind a James Ennis scoring barrage, so it brings us to the third quarter and a comfortable Philly lead. Watch the flex action by Lowry, who gets Siakam open, but Green misses the pass, and Lowry comes off a pin down and ball screen. Great pursuit and contest by Butler forces the turnover. The Raptors screen with Green again, and this time it doesn't open up as much as Kawhi jacks up a three. Great contest by Simmons in the air, and the Sixers get the ball back. If you're wondering why Gasol only got 6 shot attempts in the game, it's because Philly kept doubling him whenever he tried to take advantage. On the pick and roll, since it starts on the left side, the help on the roll should be from the weak side, not Joel Embiid. I don't blame him for wanting to be the rim protector, but no one is fast enough to close out and contest this shot well enough for it to miss. They again try to take advantage with Gasol, and this time the double is too late. Gasol is already in the lane. It's an easy drop off to Siakam, who lays it in with the left. Just get used to me showing clips of Toronto ball screening with Redick's man. Lowry has half a step, but just dribbles it out of bounds. And in a rare occurrence, we got both these 5-man lineups matched up deep in the fourth quarter, with Philadelphia up by 8 and under 5 minutes to go. As Kawhi brush screens early in the clock, Simmons steps up to him and just knocks the ball away into a steal. While Redick had to guard Lowry and Simmons Green, I'll count this possession since the key matchups are still the same. Simmons does a good job to stay attached and in front of Kawhi while he drives, and it just didn't feel like Harris had to rotate that far over to help. As a result, an easy kick out and swing to an open Lowry, and the Sixers dodge a bullet again, but Toronto gets the offensive rebound and a new possession. After a blocking foul, the Raptors reset. There's the JJ Redick defended pick and roll, and Ben Simmons is great at knocking the dribble loose and making Kawhi start over. However, he allows Leonard middle, gets just a hair too close, and this floater becomes an and one. With a 7-point lead, the Raptors focus on spreading the floor, and Embiid foolishly helps one pass away off the corner shooter. Easy pass, easy shot, and here comes the Raptors. Up 7 with 2 minutes left, someone explain why Simmons is full court pressing. This is the only thing you cannot do. Let Toronto fly up the court, get penetration quickly, and attack and kick. This immediately gets the defense bent completely out of shape until Lowry tracks down the pass and just nails the wide open three-pointer. Another mistake. While I don't want Simmons pressing deep in the backcourt, he cannot let Kawhi roll the ball up the floor and save precious seconds. He rejects the Danny Green screen, catching Simmons way out of position, and Butler is supposed to split the difference between the two weak side shooters, then follow wherever the ball goes. He doesn't do this, and that's as open as Lowry will ever be. Yet another Danny Green ball screen, down by 3, catches Redick ball watching. That's a great look at a 3 to tie, but Green bricks it. Siakam tracks down the long rebound, gives it to Lowry before setting him a ball screen so they can attack Embiid. Terrific contest on the first shot by Joel, but he can't get back into play, and Siakam puts the ball back in. Joel Embiid, despite being sick and not playing well, saves his best for last, as he hits Gasol with a spin move up and under. No mind that he might have moved his pivot foot, and this layup gave the Sixers the room they needed to win the game and tie up the series. The real key to winning Game 2 was the surprise scoring contributions of Ennis and Greg Monroe, as well as limiting the Raptors to 27% three-point shooting. But look at the quality of these shots from behind the arc. Considering the Raptors were the #1 shooting team from 3 in the NBA after the trade deadline, can the Sixers survive 3 more times to win this series? Keep your eye on how these teams will continue to match up, because if Brett Brown can't figure out ways for his starters to play better, it will be the Raptors on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Sports fans, Coach Nick again, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I've got a new online basketball membership where I share with you the best of what NBA teams are doing to help you be more successful on the court. Click the first link in the description or the pinned comment below to learn more. And don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know how you feel about today's video. After all, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?